So you want to write a book, but you've got no clue how to make your characters. You're not sure how to make them strong, compelling, and most importantly, three-dimensional. Well, no worries, because I'm here to tell you the basic shit you need to know to craft the best cast of characters possible. I should note that before you even attempt to make your characters, it's vital that you figure out the themes you want to get across in your writing along with the basic plot and world of your story, as those will all inform your characters. If you try to go in reverse order, this will hurt like a massive fucking bitch. So once all the theme and plot shit's done, it's time to create your cast of characters. First, you'll need your main character, also known as your protagonist. This is the primary character who will be pushing your plot forward. At least, ideally they are, otherwise, why the fuck are they your protagonist? Figure out where they're from, who their family is, and how they were brought up. How did this shape their values, beliefs, and personality? These are much more important than any physical descriptions you might initially be concerned with. Then you need your antagonist. You can have multiple antagonists, but most stories will have a big bad who's the driving force opposing your protagonist. Again, make sure they're a fully fledged person who isn't just evil for the sake of being evil. Though I should note that being the protagonist doesn't necessarily make them a hero and vice versa. Figure out what their goal is and what their motivations are and how those clash with your protagonists. Often it helps to give the protagonist and antagonist parallels. Perhaps their light and dark counterparts to a greater whole. Then there's your supporting cast. Oftentimes your protagonist will have a small ensemble backing them up on their journey, or as the young people say, their squad, cause why the fuck not? Again, these characters should have as much depth as your protagonist, even if they're relegated to support in the main plot or just subplots. Oftentimes when I try to create a character, I think of characters I love. What about their identity, goals, and impact make them so lovable and memorable? Don't lift actual characters because 1, you'll wind up making flat characters who can't stand on their own, and 2, it's illegal and fucking rude. If anything, this should be your standard base. Think of characters whose traits will be interesting fused together, shove them in a blender, and then build a new character from there. You can also make character profiles to help you get to know your cast in greater detail, which will help you write them as fully developed people rather than just caricatures. There are a ton of character profile templates online to choose from. Just remember that who your character is and why they are who they are is far more important than what they might look like. I also want to note that all your characters should have faults. And no, I don't mean faults like too caring, too kind, or any of that shit. Those aren't flaws. Stop trying to paint them that way. Unless your characters become unbelievably self-destructive from these traits, they ain't flaws. Though I will say, that does sound mighty interesting. Flaws make your character relatable. If you show your character at their lowest point and your reader doesn't go same like a basic bitch, you, my friend, have fucked up. So there you go, the basic process of how to create a character. Remember, this is all just a baseline for you to build from. Think of it as a starting point to create your cast. If there's one thing you want to do right for your story, it's your characters. Because while great characters can save a shit story, a great story can't save shit characters. I'm hoping to publish my own new adult urban fantasy novel this year, Diseneribus from the Ashes. If you could check out the synopsis and first chapter in the description below, I would really appreciate it. I'm the Unicorn of War, and this has been a shit show.